Welcome replay viewers. Just remember that while you can't leave comments, if you're watching the replay in the app, you can still leave hearts. Hello, Elaine. And hi, everyone's coming in quickly. Ashley and Amy. If you're watching the replay in a browser, you can't leave hearts, but you can still get the information that will hopefully be helpful to you. I'm just, hi Ashley, I'm just showing some of my notes here that I'm going to be using, so I'll give a few more minutes or a few more seconds for people to come in before I start. Hi Beth Ann. Okay, I'm going to flip around, and I was having a problem with a different app on my phone before I started. That's why I'm a little late, so I didn't get the camera all set up, so give me a second here to get myself situated. I'm trying this new tripod. Well, it's a tripod with a selfie stick, and it doesn't want to stand up very well, so I may end up holding it. Come on. Usually I'm a little bit more organized than this. It's not going to work for me to hold it. Hi, Mandy. Because I need to hold my papers. You can see my clothing hanging on my door here. Oh, goodness gracious. I really should have tried this before I attempted to do a scope with it. It's stuck really nice without my phone on it. You know how that goes. My volume is sitting here on my screen. Okay, well, I'm going to try my best to hold it and be able to see my papers as well. Okay, welcome everyone. So there are some major changes coming up on Sunday with the USPS. And, you know, normally these changes happen usually at least once a year, sometimes twice. And typically it's just, you know, like a general rate increase or whatever. But this time, okay, I need to move my camera up. Sorry, it's smashing my volume button and I can't get the volume thing off the screen. Okay, hopefully that'll work now. Okay, normally there's just some rate increases that you need to know about and adjust for, but I spent some time, there's a document that's like 230 pages long of all the official changes that are happening on Sunday, and I spent like 2 hours looking over it this weekend, trying to pull out what I thought that sellers most needed to know. And there are several changes that go beyond just some rate increases, and some of the rate changes are kind of weird. They're not typical just, you know, like priority mails going up a little bit or first class is going up a little bit or whatever. There's some really interesting things happening. So I wanted to let sellers know about it. If you're an Etsy seller, I'm going to address Etsy specifically a little bit, but if you're a seller anywhere, Etsy, Shopify, eBay, you have your own shop on your own site, there are things that you're going to want to know, and there are changes that you might want to make today to your shipping profiles. Because unless your items are ready to ship by Saturday, you could be hit with some major extra shipping charges that are going to come out of your own pocket when you go to ship on Monday or after for orders that have already been placed. So something that you'll want to consider. Okay, so I'm going to go through some of the changes. I'm going to leave first class packages for last because I think a lot of people use that. So I'm going to go through some of the changes that may affect fewer people, and then we'll talk about international and priority mail both ways as well as first class both ways. So first thing you need to know is if you ever use Priority Mail Express, hi Meg, the boxes are going away for Priority Mail Express. The envelopes will still be there, but for any boxes, it's going to be by weight and zone. You will get, the flat rate boxes for Priority Mail Express are going away. There'll be no more flat rate boxes for Express. Okay, another box that's going away is the Regional Rate C box for Priority Mail. That's the largest box, and they're getting rid of it, hi Melissa, for underuse. So that could potentially affect you, but that is going away. So Regional Rate A and Regional Rate B will still be available. Okay, the next thing you need to know, and this is really important for those of you who may sometimes do giveaways or have other things that you need to ship that you can't use Etsy for. You know how you can go right now on the USPS site and you can print a shipping label. You can't do it for first class domestic, but you can do it for first class international, and you can do it for priority mail. there will no longer be discounted click and ship rates on the USPS site. It will be retail only. So that's kind of a bummer for people who like to use that for those discounted rates. Only retail. And, you know, I use my PayPal account to send those kinds of things like for giveaways and that kind of thing when I need to print a shipping label. Some people are not able to access that through the back door anymore for PayPal for shipping labels. If that is you, and now you know you can't use the USPS site anymore, and you will have to use PayPal. If you cannot get in through the back door to print a shipping label, you can do multi-order shipping and enter that information manually. You can enter the address and the weight and everything manually. So just so you know, there's still a way around that. But no more using, after Sunday, no more using the USPS site for printing discounted labels. Am I freezing at all? I'm having this other app on my phone keeps popping up notifications right in front of me, and it's driving me crazy. Is the connection okay for you guys? Because if so, I will just ignore it and not try to clear it off every time it pops up. Okay. All right, thanks, Meg. I'll just ignore it. It makes my face totally dim. It is freezing for you, Mandy? Okay. Well, hopefully it's not doing that for everyone. Okay, looks like Amy had to jump out and back in, so maybe it was freezing for her as well. So let me know. If it's freezing for anybody else, let me know. Okay, the next thing is Priority Mail International Flat Rate. It's usually smooth for you. Okay. There are more variations in the flat rate Priority Mail International. It used to be that there was a price for Canada and there was a price for everywhere else for if you wanted to send like a Priority Mail envelope internationally. Now there's Canada, and then there's zones 2 through 8. So that's going to be a big jump on Priority Mail flat rate envelopes for some countries if you send to them Priority Mail. Okay. So it's going up. It used to be for everywhere else. It was $25.25 for the envelopes or the small boxes, and now it's going to range from $28.45 up to $32.25, depending on where you send. Okay, so that's another change. And then Priority Mail International. Actually, let's talk about Priority Mail International in general. So this is not flat rate. This is by weight and country. Now, this, where did I do with that? I'm sorry about that. Oh, no, I didn't print that one off. Okay, so those rates have gone up as well. I don't know how many people actually ship by weight Priority Mail. That's going to be probably for heavier items. So I'm not going to go into that too much. I am going to leave the links to all of this on MakerySpace.com/scope. Okay, now my face is totally delayed for me. Am I freezing up for you guys? I'm just wondering if I need to go back out and come back in. On MakerySpace.com/scope, I'm going to leave the link to this huge document, but I'm going to tell you the page numbers that all of these things are on because it's really hard to find them, okay? So the charts and that kind of thing, I'll tell you which page has the first class international charts, Priority Mail, all that kind of thing, okay? So you can look it up yourself as well. Okay, so the next thing is let's talk about first class international mail. So this is where you could really experience a shocker with your shop if you have international sales that have happened before this week or that do happen this week, and you are not able to ship them by Saturday before the rates go up, okay? Now, then this is particularly true if you have lighter packages because the jump is huge. Most of my packages that I send are about 2 ounces because my items are really lightweight, and a lot of people just order one thing. And so previously, it cost me $6.39. Yeah, it is very light. They're laminated cotton, and they have dividers in them, and they're just very lightweight wallets. Previously, it cost me $6.39 at the discount we get through Etsy, which is called Commercial Base. Etsy actually pays the Commercial Plus rate when they pay the USPS, and that's how they make their money off of our labels. So they give us a discount off of retail at the Commercial Base, and then the difference between Commercial Base and Commercial Plus is what they're making. they're actually doing away with Commercial Plus. By 2017, it won't even exist. So it'll be really interesting to see what Etsy does with our shipping label rates, or what other platforms do that give a discount for shipping. I'm really interested to see what happens there. So it's gone from $6.39 to any country in the world that I can ship one of my 2-ounce packages for, to $9.03 for Canada, up to $13.06 for the highest one, for the farthest away. More than double. So that is going to be a shocker for packages that I do not get out by Saturday, where the people ordered it and they paid my current shipping costs for that package, and then I have to ship it next week at the new shipping cost. So I will be working really hard to get those international orders done. Yeah, Mandy, I don't know if there will be. I think they're just trying to stay afloat, honestly. So that, I want to point this out before I go on in case I forget this. Oh, I just am a researcher, Gianna, so I don't know a lot. I just like to learn a lot, so then I present. Oh, hi, Sarah, it's you. So what I have done is I actually went in this weekend and I altered my shipping profiles to pretend like this rate change has already happened. So I was using calculated shipping, and here I was thinking, oh, I don't need to make any changes because I use calculated shipping, so it'll do it automatically. Well, yeah, it will do it automatically when I go to ship, but it's not calculating the new changes for any orders that are being placed right now. So what I did is I took calculated shipping off of all of my items that will not be ready to ship by Saturday, that are made to order, and I made them a manual shipping profile and put in the prices based on what I know it's going to cost me when I go to ship them at the time that they're finished. So that is one thing that I am highly recommending that you do. I know it sounds like a pain, but there are some places where you could really get bit by a major increase, especially if you have international sales routinely. Now, for domestic first class, it's not going to be as huge of a deal, and so you might want to just not worry about it. And I'm going to talk about domestic first class in a minute because that one is really weird with the changes. Okay, so big changes. Another thing, though, that's interesting is if you can see here that there is now a big range of like 1 to 8 ounces, is it? 1 to 8 ounces cost the same now for each country, the first 8 ounces. So, and that's, you're also going to see that that's true for the commercial-based prices for first-class domestic, the first 8 ounces. And they've said they've done this to simplify lightweight packages. It could be an advantage to some people, but for me, I'm actually having to, it's going to be, my customers are going to be paying more because the flat rate pricing, most of my packages are, 2-3 ounces, and so they're going to be paying more for shipping than they used to. So first 8 ounces for international, and yeah, they're very light for international and domestic first class, same price. And with international, it's regardless of country, but you no longer have that exact same price for the first 2 ounces across all countries. Okay, so now let's talk about the domestic first class. Okay, this one is a little strange. I think I mentioned earlier that Commercial Plus is now completely gone. Yeah, possibly, Sarah. There's one thing that I see as a positive, and I will talk about that in a minute. First, Commercial Plus is completely gone. That's the deepest discount. Now, they did say on some of these other ones, like Priority, that places that are larger, so like I would say probably shipping services and maybe even Etsy. Hi, Jessica. Places that are larger will still possibly get negotiated prices, but they only said that for Priority Mail when it was talking about Commercial Plus. They are indicating that Commercial Plus is completely gone for first class. So I don't know if there's still some negotiation there, because the price that they're charging for commercial base now
is what Etsy is charging us. I checked on Etsy's site and it confirmed that we are getting the commercial base price after the changes on the 17th. So that's not being taken away. So either Etsy is getting a further discount and they're still making money, or they're just eating it and still offering us that price. Now, here is what's really interesting. This chart shows what it is now for the new prices. You'll see that 1 to 8 ounces now, $2.60 for our pricing to send that weight of an item. Okay, flat rate. Now, it was the first 3 ounces were $2.04 commercial base. So almost all of my packages, that's how much I paid for a shipping label, $2.04. So that's an increase of 56 cents for most of my packages. All of these, let's see, it's a little bit cheaper for, I think it's 8 ounces over what it was before. I believe 8 ounces is where it's just like 11 cents cheaper or something, but for the rest, it's a slight increase. So if you have super lightweight packages, your customers are going to be paying more for shipping. Here's where it gets fascinating. They did not change the retail first-class parcel rates. They only changed the commercial base. So actually, the retail rates are cheaper for my packages than the commercial base rates are, because those are still the first 3 ounces. It's $2.54. It was always 50 this last year or so, 50 cents more for retail versus what I had to pay through Etsy. So those first 3 ounces are still $2.54. So technically, it would be 6 cents less for me to purchase a label at the post office counter than to purchase it through Etsy labels. Now, that is not worth it to me, 6 cents per label to go and stand in line at the post office. So I will still be using Etsy shipping labels, but it's going to be not, instead of saving 50 cents per label over doing it at the post office, I'm paying 6 cents more per label for most of my labels. So it's very odd. But the rest of them, like 6, so it's $2.60. After 3 ounces, it really is cheaper to do the commercial base, because at that point it's $2.74 for 4 ounces. Elaine, stamps.com is going to be the same thing. It's going to be all of these commercial base prices I've been giving are what you'd find on stamps.com. So $2.60 for the first 8 ounces, and then it goes up there as from there as well. So they offer the commercial base just like Etsy offers the commercial base, just like PayPal offers the commercial base. I did find out about a new shipping service called Shippo, and it integrates with Shopify, but it's also a standalone. And that's something I'm going to be checking more into, because I checked some prices there this weekend and found that for like the first 3 ounces, it was the same price as using Etsy shipping labels, but for packaging that was bigger than that, it was actually cheaper. Now, I don't know how that will change with the changes on Sunday, so I'm going to keep my eye on that and play around with it a bit. They do charge 5 cents per label to print them there, but the savings that I was finding looked like it would be actually worth it. So I know that there are some people who have like an Etsy shop and a Shopify shop, so Sarah, you might want to think about this, who they use Shippo for both. They just import their orders into there and ship from that and are actually saving money. So that's a little aside there. So here's the positive that I think that could come from that. No, there's no monthly fee on Shippo, Elaine. The way their pricing structure is right now is it's a per label fee. So if you send 1,000 or fewer packages in a month, it's 5 cents. I will do a scope on that, Alyssa. That's a really good idea. 5 cents per label if that's your volume. If you ship more than that, it's actually less per label based on that volume. So it's goshippo.com, I believe, is the website if you want to check that out. And you can sign up for an account for free, and you don't have to print any labels. You can just go to pretend you're printing an order, and then you can get an idea of the pricing after you go through the process. But like I said, what's going to show today is only going to be what the current USPS rates are, not what they're going to be Sunday or after. So here's what I see as the positive spin that we could put on this, especially those of us who have lighter packages. The shipping rates are going to go up for our customers, but thanks Alyssa, because there's that same rate from 1 through 8, I don't know, that's a good question, Elaine. your customer is not going to be charged more for each of those additional ounces like the way it was set up before. So one thing you could do, and this is one thing I'm going to do, Jessica, is I'm going to kind of try to promote the fact that additional items are probably not going to cost more, and it's going to be like a flat rate, almost like a flat rate shipping. I rarely have a package that weighs over 8 ounces. I mean, really, really rarely, like maybe once a year. So my customers are going to be able to pay the same low shipping rate and add on extra products, exactly, and the shipping is not going to increase. Now, I am going to have to adjust how I do my packaging, how I add that cost on to my shipping. Right now, I think I have a per item and a per package amount so that my shipping materials are covered. But that per item amount is going to make the shipping go up. So if they order 5 things, it's not going to keep the shipping the same, even if it weighs the same. So I may change to just the per package add-on handling fee to cover my materials, so that can kind of be an incentive of, yeah, you can order multiple items and your shipping is going to cost the same. So I think we have an opportunity for those of us who send lightweight packages to use this to our advantage. But what I really wanted to communicate today is you going and taking a look to see if you need to change your shipping profiles so that you are not paying a bunch out of pocket, potentially when you go to ship next week. See if there's any adjustments you need to make. Yeah, Elaine, some people do that to offer free shipping. And just take a look. I will, within the next half an hour, I will have on MakerySpace.com/scope, I will have links to the document and the different charts in it and stuff so that you can kind of check and see where you're at with your items. And then I think that this was a lot of information to absorb, so I think I'll jump back on tomorrow, probably around the same time, around noonish Pacific Standard Time, for a little Q&A. So when you're looking through this stuff where you find the links, if you have any questions or things that aren't clear to you, come back with your questions tomorrow. Obviously, I don't work for the USPS, but I've looked into this a lot, and I do have access to the information, and I've got a bunch of things bookmarked, tabs saved and stuff, so that I should be able to help you find the answer. So if there's anything that's a little bit interesting that you're not comprehending, then go ahead and you can like tweet me the question if you want to ahead of time, so I can make sure I can research it and cover it when I jump on tomorrow, or you can just bring your question live, okay? Does anybody have any questions right now that you want to ask? Anything that wasn't clear to you? I totally realized I didn't introduce myself. So if you're just joining or you made it to the end of the scope, I am Melissa from MakerySpace.com, and I love to help educate Etsy sellers and other makers in kind of the more left-brain aspects of running a business. Amy, I have not heard back from her on rescheduling a time, so I'm going to need to contact her again. And you know what? I think it might actually be better to have the blab next week after these changes go into effect. For those who are wondering, I was supposed to be doing a blab with a gal who sells on Etsy and is also a USPS carrier. And so she has some great ideas. Did I mention media mail? No, hold on a second. I'll try to remember that, Sarah. She has some great ideas for how to mesh the two, some best practices for shipping through the USPS, because she's coming at it from both standpoints. So she ended up getting called into work. She had taken the day off of the blab, and she ended up getting called into work because they were shorthanded on Thursday. So I think we'll reschedule for next week after some of these changes to go into effect, because there could be potentially a lot more questions that people would want to ask her that they wouldn't know to ask this week. I did not cover media mail, and I don't remember what the changes were, but Sarah, my blab handle is the same at MakerySpace, Elaine. I will link to the media mail information as well. I also know that, what was it called? Standard Mail before. I don't think many people use that, but Standard Mail, the name of it is changing to Retail Ground or something like that. No, I'm not finding it here. Yeah, Retail Ground. Standard Post is now Retail Ground. Okay. Oh, one other thing I forgot is that, and some of you may have already known this by shipping through Etsy, but now it's a standard for retail as well, that I think it's all retail, that you can now send up to 15.999 ounces. Oh, thank you, Sarah. 15.999 ounces through first class. It used to be that weird gap where you could send through 13 and then the next one was a pound for priority mail, but now it goes all the way up to just under 16 ounces. My lipstick, I found this at the grocery outlet for $1, and it's my favorite. So I don't even remember what brand it is. I'll have to see, and I'll tell you tomorrow. Elaine, did I answer your question? Oh, yeah, you asked about my handle on Blab. Okay. Anybody else have a question or need clarification on anything? Okay, so look for those links at MakerySpace.com/scope. Thanks for bearing through all these details with me and not getting too overwhelmed. But you can find more information, and then please tweet your questions at me or email me at melissa@MakerySpace.com or bring them tomorrow, and I will address all the ones that I can, okay? Have a great day.